Hello jewelry friends, it's Amy and welcome to my Saturday feature-length video. Today's video is going to be another jewelry haul. I was able to get a lot of shopping in the last couple of weeks since last week's haul video, so I have another haul for you today. It's going to be department store, YouTube jewelry online resellers, and antique and thrifting. Okay? Antique stores and thrifting. There we go. Let me rephrase that. So let's go ahead and start off with this earring set that I picked up from Belk.com. I do tend to do a lot of shopping at Belk, which is a department store here in the South. And this kind of came up, I'm telling you, these algorithms, they're not stupid. They know. And so they were like, well, have you seen these? These are on sale and you have a coupon for them. And I'm like, well, yeah, as a matter of fact, those look pretty cool. So these are just some gold puffy heart stud earrings. They're very lightweight. They're by the brand Steve Madden. I left this one on card to show you what it looked like, and then I pulled this one off hoping that there would be some sort of mark on the back, but there's just a hole right there, and that's of course for the hollowness of it, and there's no marking on the earring back at all. Now these are just gold tone, just something fun, trendy to wear, and I got them because I thought they were pretty, and I didn't have anything like that. They were on clearance too, so here, let me flip this around. They were, let's see if I can do this. According to this card, they were originally $12, and I got them on clearance. I mean, they were just, maybe, they were definitely less than $6, so around in there, because I'm sure they were half off. But anyway, so just an honorable mention, just something nice and cute to have, and just for learning purposes, there you go. That's what that looks like. All right, so the next thing I have for you is a pair of earrings and a bracelet that I picked up from Anna at Vintage Jewelry Galore. She has a YouTube channel called Vintage Jewelry Galore, and I don't know if this bracelet is going to come across as sparkly as it is in person, but if you have sunglasses, go put them on now. Woo, yeah, look at that. Look how beautiful. So Anna had a sale. Anna has had to change her format of the way she sells things. In Pennsylvania, they changed the law, or something came about that if you don't have a auctioneer's license, you can't do online auctions. And that includes YouTube channels. And so she's had to change her format to a buy it now format, which is completely fine with me. That's how Hannah at Hannah's Heirlooms, she sells her items in a buy it now format. And so, and all that really means is, so they'll talk about the piece of jewelry, and then they'll say, and then they'll put in the chat, it'll say BIN for buy it now, and then it'll have a price. And whoever is the first person that enters the price, the number on into the screen or into the chat, but it's not the first person on your screen, it's the first person on their screen, on the YouTube reseller's screen. And if you're the first one, then you get it. That's just how it works. And so Anna had a sale recently, and I purchased these two items specifically for this cruise that I'm going to be going on here pretty soon. I had purchased a pair of sparkly earrings from Hannah, and I got a nice little sparkly bracelet to go with it. And this thing has some mega wattage to it. Has a double safety right there, and then a push clasp right there. There's the undercarriage. Absolutely beautiful. And then I also purchased these gold tone earrings. They're hoops, and see how they're wide here, and then they kind of swoop around, but they got like this little indent in them. I don't know if you can see it or not, but what sold me on them was they were Omega backs. I have found that Omega backs are very, very comfortable for me to wear, and so I'm kind of grabbing them up as I can get them, and as the design of the earring appeals to me. But I did buy these to take on the cruise as well. That way I just got a nice pair of gold hoops, and gold, in our case, gold tone hoops, but I don't have to tell anybody they're fake. So, but I don't know, I've never cruised before, so I don't really know what to expect. So I'd rather take jewelry that if something happens to it while I'm on board or in traveling, it's not gonna break my heart too much. Does that make sense? So, and my husband told me I got to quit saying that. He's like, because whenever you say, does it make sense? He said, you always say that to something that obviously makes sense. So, okay, we're all works in progress, aren't we? All right, so the next pieces I want to share with you, I picked up at a, I guess it'd be a flea market in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Last weekend, I had to go up to Kentucky to purchase something that was the only place I knew where to go buy it. Was up in Horse Cave, Kentucky, and I'll explain more when I can. And then on the way back, I hit up Flealand in Bowling Green, Kentucky. There was a booth there. It was the lady that sold me this stuff. It was her booth I specifically wanted to go to and look at her jewelry a little bit more. And then I ran into another jewelry booth that was just a couple of booths down from it. And that's where I got this ring. So I guess that was a flea. It was a flea market. All right. So I don't have any backs to put this on with, so I'm just going to have to hold them here. But these are onyx and sterling silver stud earrings. Flip these around. They are marked. They're very faded. It's right there. Here, let me scoot you in. There we go. There we go. You can see the marking right there too. 925. And I have purchased some earrings. I think I got some malachite earrings from her before. And so she has just some nice little things there. These were only $5. And then they had like some, you can tell where they've like bought out jewelry, or I'm just assuming this. So they kind of, the booth kind of put me to mind that it was estate sale buyouts, or maybe a storage unit buyout, that type of stuff. So they had a wide variety of things, including some jewelry. And so they had this beautiful shell pendant there. And yes, it is marked. I was like, it is marked. I saw it. So it's marked right here, right there. I'm sure the light's catching it. And it's very lightweight because, of course, it's hollow. But I just thought it was real pretty. And I was kind of holding on to it. And the lady was like, can I help you? And I said, well, what's your price on this? And she's like, oh, $3. And I was like, I'll take it. Thank you very much. So for $8, I got a pair of earrings and a nice little pendant right there that I thought was super pretty. And that was one booth. And then another lady had a whole lot of jewelry at her booth. But how can I say this? Politely. My spidey senses were tingling. Okay, I'll put it that way. You know how, like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. There was just something that was just a little off about her, and I couldn't put my finger on it. So I kind of walked around her booth. She was talking. She had several customers come up while I was shopping and looking in the showcases. And even the things she was talking to them about just kind of didn't make me feel good. I felt like she was trying to sell something as real that it wasn't. I'm talking about stones, like they felt like plastic to me, and she was trying to pass it off as real. And that just kind of bothered me. But this ring was $5, and it's just a little abalone silver tone ring. Yeah, she told me it was sterling silver. It's not magnetic. But again, I'm totally into stacking right now, and I just don't really have anything like this. Oh gosh, kind of looks, if it were red, wouldn't that look like a Cylon? Sorry, I'm such a geek. All right, I love sci-fi, guys, okay? All right, Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate, Battlestar Galactica, Firefly, that's my jam. So anyway, that's why that reminded. Now I need a red one to wear for Cylons. Anyway, so I got this ring for $5 from that booth. Now I've been to Flealand before. I kind of felt, sometimes you know how when you go to the Flea, it's just one 3D printing booth after another, or one, samurai sword dealer after another, or one, shoes place after. So I've been there enough to know that I didn't have to spend time walking up and down every little aisle. And I really did specifically just want to hit up that one lady's booth, and I stumbled upon this lady's booth at the same time. So I left there because I knew I wanted to go someplace else. I wanted to get on down the road to Franklin, Kentucky, as I was heading back to Nashville, and I wanted to go to Bright's Antique Mall. And Bright's Antique Mall is in Franklin, Kentucky, and I had a blast. I even filmed a few videos there and posted from there, and had so much fun going through everything. And so I wanted to share with you what I purchased. So let me change out the scene. Ooh, let's use my new little bust here. We'll back it up a little. I'm gonna have to tilt you up. There we go. So Bright's Antique Mall is this wonderful U-shaped antique mall, and when you go through it, if you go to when you enter the front door, if you go to the left, just keep turning left, and you'll eventually end up back at the front desk. If you go to the right, just keep it's hard to explain, but anyway, it works. So I was going through a booth, and this one lady had some showcases, and I just happened to glance out of the corner of my eye, and I saw this egg necklace, and I thought, oh my gosh, that looks like Joan Rivers. Well, guess what it was? And she was running 20% off in her booth. So I went and got the attention of one of the workers, and they opened the showcase up for me, and I looked these over to make sure all the stones were there, and of course they are, and there's a little pearl drop at the bottom. And it's marked Joan Rivers. Oops. Got it all caught up on my fancy little bust. And then right here is the tag, and I felt it was very reasonably priced, and so I picked this one up. And there was another one. Whoops, I caught it on the tripod there. And so I bought this one here too. Let me zoom you in so you can see it a little bit more. Look at this one. It's got some beautiful pastel colors on it. I kind of see a face, like a court jester. Whoops, it helps if I put it in focus. I kind of see a court gesture face there, like a profile of them. Beautiful pastel. You got a peachy, just this is definitely springtime to me. You got yellow, mint green, turquoise, purple. I mean, like a light lavender purple. Lavender. You can see all sorts of different designs in there anyway. And this is also Joan Rivers. So I took both of those. Now, the thing about Bright's antique store, and I'm sure, and I've been to other antique malls that do this as well, but they will come around, their employees come around and ask if they could take anything up to the front for you. And so at Bright's, you say yes, and then they give you a laminated number. And then as you continue to shop and as different employees come around and encounter you, they'll say, do you have a number? And so I was lucky 13 on this particular shopping trip. And so I would tell them that. And so they took it up and would keep all my things together. And so that way, whenever I was ready to check out, I just passed over that laminated number, and they tap, tap, tap on the computer, and they pulled everything over and had it already boxed up and ready to go. And you can tell them if you're not quite sure, like I'm thinking about this, you can say that, and they're totally okay with it. And they just won't wrap it up. So then I went to another booth that was full of jewelry, and this is the one I videoed from. She had, she had the most beautiful jewelry, and my phone keeps slipping there. And she had a showcase. She had scarves. She had perfume bottles, things you would put in a boudoir, or if you were decorating like that. And then she had trays and trays of jewelry that you just had to go through. She had what's that called, with all the holes in it, a peg wall. She had a peg wall that was... That's not the right word for it, but she had a wall that had a whole lot of pegs on it, and it had necklaces dangling off of it. And that's where I found this malachite chip necklace. And I have stated before, I love some chip necklaces, natural stone. And so she had this gosh, I want to say it was 10 bucks. So I picked this up. And then she had this as a group setting. It was, and it was the coral on it that caught my attention. She had it marked Chico's. Yeah, there it is right here. It's Chico's right there. And she had these grouped together. I wasn't really too thrilled with this one. It was this one I was really wanting because I have a natural coral necklace that's actually a J. King, and I thought this would be a nice bracelet to wear with that. And I mean, this is nice, but I don't know. You know, sometimes the things I'm like, about are the things that are like, woo, you know, whenever I pull an outfit together. So anyway, so I got that necklace, this bracelet. I bought a lot from her. Let's see. I was going through the earrings, and of course, we all know how much I love my coin earrings. So I got some earrings like this. They're coin. And I have many coin earrings, but I, you know, don't have any this shape with the circle with it dangling down from like that. So got those to add to my coin jewelry collection. And I was digging through the pins, and I don't really wear a lot of pins, but I thought to myself, well, I'm here. I have all the time in the world. They were open until 8 p.m. that night, and so I knew I had all sorts of time. So I was digging through all the brooches and found this Anne Klein stick pin. It's even marked on the pin stop or the protector part from the pointy pin. Anyway, and it's marked Anne Klein right up there as well. So I don't really wear a lot of pins, but I did think to myself, well, what if you find something Anne Klein or scarab? Well, hey, guess what I found? I found some Anne Klein and a scarab, and I was also looking for like Joan Rivers, the bees. I really like her bees. I don't have any yet. I have found them at before, but they were grossly overpriced, so I didn't buy them. So anyway, now whenever I purchased this scarab pin, the piece right here was in it. It was when I was cleaning it, it popped out, and it's plastic. These are not real stones. This is just a costume piece. It helps if I put it in screen. I'm so sorry. It's just a costume piece, and again, I don't really wear a lot of brooches, but it's scarabs. I had to. I love Egyptian stuff. So anyway, I need to pop that back in there and kind of. I think maybe just kind of investigate it a little bit more. I have a whole jewelry box full of things that need to be restrung or glued or anything, and I'll promise I'll get to it. I know I will. I know I will. Speaking of Egyptian stuff, she had some jewelry bundles, and there was a bracelet bundle, and I could see this inside there, and I couldn't really tell anything else about it. So it's got this beautiful little cord right here and these little settings, but have you seen what's wrong with it? Let's see, what do we got down here? 1, 2, 3 cords. What do we have up here? 1. So right here is the problem. I couldn't see that in the bag, but again, the whole baggie of all these bracelets was $3. So again, I was like, I'll let it slide, because again, I always thought I thought maybe if it was damaged, I could do something with it. I'm not quite sure just yet what, and it's actually very sturdy. I mean, it's all in there just real good, so it's just missing these cords right here. So I don't know, maybe I'll just let it go and wear it as is. I seriously doubt anybody would even notice that it was missing those 2 pieces of cord. And so for an honorable mention, also in that jewelry bundle are 2 little lightweight silver tone bangles, 2 metal, let's see if I can, 2 purple metal bangles. And then this one, I think I've seen before. It's got the brass inside. I think this is like a World Market piece. And it's got like spiny oyster and stuff. I just can't tell if it's real or not, because see how it's kind of, I think it's fake. But again, if it's just going to bangle around on my arm, I don't care. It'll serve its purposes, but it's orange and these are like purple right there. I think that's why they were put together, because of the purple metal bracelets. But anyway, very, very cute. Like I said, just $3. And Then I was also looking around. I don't know if you guys recall or not, but I really like getting those door knockers earrings. And so I found a baggie that had some earrings in it. And look at this little omega back piece to it. It's coming across gold tone. It's one of those, it's that type of jewelry that it could be silver, it could be gold, but it's kind of got this fan shape to it. And then what you do is you put the door knocker through it and up and over, and then you've got yourself a door knocker earring. And these pieces come out. And so I like buying these. I think these are just acrylic. They're not real stone. But I saw these in a baggie, so I picked them up. They have lines through them. I think they're made to look like bone, and they are ivory color. But I'm happy to have them. And then also in the baggie was these cute little pair of earrings, and they are just totes adorbs. They're little X's. Now, these are very similar to the ones that Hannah from Hannah's Heirlooms gifted me last week that I talked about, but hers were studs and had sparkles in them. I think the X was over, the left one was over the right, and it had the sparkles in it, and they were studs. These are lever backs in gold tone, not marked at all, and they're kind of like a brush blonde color. They look a little more golden on my screen right here. But again, a little X earring here. It's got a little dangle. So just like I said, I've said before, I like to have options. If I find something I like, I have to have more of it because I like having the options. Also in this lady's booth was a bell charm. And she has a bell charm necklace that is in her showcase that I always have an employee come and open up, and I sit there and hem and haw over whether I should do it or not. And I even commented about this in my video from last week, was that she has these bell charms. Now, somebody asked me, what's a bell charm necklace? Well, a bell charm necklace is a piece of plastic. It's a plastic necklace that is a paper clip chain. And you, back in the 80s, you would buy these charms to hook onto that and wear them as a necklace. And each one has a bell in it, and that's why it was called a bell charm. And it would kind of jingle. Now, if you'll notice, my bell is not dingle dangling. It's lost its dingle hopper, and it is not making any noise. So whenever I was going meticulously through every single tray this woman had out in the open that customers could go in and touch, I found this. It was in a little cellophane bag. It was $5, and it said bell charm. And I don't know why it wasn't with the other. Maybe it's because it doesn't dingle dangle, because the others obviously dingle dangle. And I'm sure there's a fancy word for it. It makes noise. But anyway, and so I thought, well, I will buy this $5 charm for myself until I make up my mind if I want to go back and get that necklace. And see, here's my hang up with the necklace. I want it because my parents told me no as a child. No, they were not buying me that necklace. No, I didn't need it. It was just a fad. Get over it. We're not doing that. Well, now, as an adult looking back on it, my parents probably did not have the money for something as frivolous as that. But I wanted it because it was cool, because it was in Teen Beat magazine, or 17 magazine, and like the cool people at school were wearing them, and that's why I wanted it. I wanted to try to fit in and be popular. And of course my parents were like, no. And these were cheap. These were 99 cents, if that, back then. And I know you're thinking like a wrench, or is that what this is? Is a wrench? No, pliers. These are pliers. But they had these frivolous pieces of plastic. There was a bicycle. There was a shoe. There was a tennis racket. And yes, there was even one that was a lighter. I kid you not, it was the 80s, okay? Everybody's mom had a cigarette case with cigarettes and a lighter in it. So getting a lighter was not that, anyway, whatever. It wasn't that big a deal. It was the 80s. So anyway, I just decided that, 50-plus-year-old Amy could afford a $5 bell charm. And I just love it. It's the most ridiculous piece of plastic that in the bell doesn't even dingle-dangle anymore, but I just love it. And so I have it, and I'm happy with that. Oh, it's so pretty. See, the thing also about the necklace, if I bought that lady, all right, full disclosure here, she was asking $99 for this necklace. And it's so fragile because the plastic is so fragile. I would be afraid to wear it in public. And I would literally probably just put it on a bust and set it on a shelf and just look at it, which is fine. I have lots of things that I have on the shelf that I look at. But when it comes to my jewelry, I love to wear it and put together outfits and stuff with it. And I just could not see me wearing a bell charm necklace on the regular. Not like I would this strand of malachite or this bracelet of coral. I would just be like, no. It would have to be a very special occasion, like maybe 80s day at work or Halloween or something like that. So I don't know. It's still there. I'll think about it. All right. So the last thing I got at Bright's at a totally different booth was these little pearl earrings. I have a necklace that I have purchased from Anna at Vintage Jewelry Galore that has some of these colors and shapes of these pearls. I think they're called peacock pearls. And I didn't have an earring to go with it. And so when I saw these and they were only asking $5, I was like, yep, thank you very much. So purchased those specifically to wear with a necklace that I have previously shared with you guys. And so you'll just have to watch some of my jewelries of the day to see if I wore it. Now, as I have been talking to you guys, I looked over and I realized I missed out on telling you about one of my stops along the way. So let me back up my day a little bit and tell you about this stuff. So in one of the town where I went to go buy my mother-in-law her birthday gift. And I don't know if she watches me or not, so I can't say what I got her, even though I think she knows what I got her. But anyway, so yeah, all that to say, I stopped at a thrift store in this little town where I purchased her item. And they had a consignment. It was actually a thrift consignment store. And so I bought this necklace and these little earrings on somebody's consignment. And I bought a whole lot of things there, so I don't really remember my price points on these items. But this is a little piece of, is it rhodochrosite? It looks like watermelon. And it's on just this little cord. I figured I could always take it off. But look at that, and that's pretty. It's got some beautiful color to it. And then I got these malachite chip earrings. Now, that was before I had gone to Bright's, but these earrings were also kind of the catalyst as to why I bought this chip necklace. I do have another piece. I have another chip necklace, but it's a multi-strand necklace, and it has malachite chips with lapis lazuli and another color stone. The one that's blue and green is that azurite, and you could wear it as a torsade. So anyway, so I was thinking I would wear these earrings with that necklace, but then whenever I saw this necklace available at that booth at Bright's, I was like, yep. So multiple uses here. So anyway, that's looking all around. That's what I have for you today, friends. Let me put this back on the bus, see how that looks together. Give you something to look at while I talk. So, my friends, this is what I have for you. If you could, please leave a comment below. Tell me what was your favorite piece in my haul for today. Tell me if you have any. Do you like Joan Rivers? Do you like Anne Klein? Do you like door knocker earrings? Do you like Egyptian things. Tell me what you like. Let's keep the conversation going. And if you haven't yet, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I am very close to getting 200 subscribers to this channel, which just shocks and amazes me to no end. I never thought I'd get past two viewers, one my husband and the other my son, and by that I had forced him to do that. So, not that he watches, but he is a subscriber. But I am just thrilled, and I'm just so happy you're here. And if you're new, welcome. My name's Amy. I live in Middle Tennessee, and I like to buy jewelry and talk about it. So that's what I do here. I encourage you to go back and watch some of my older videos, some of my different hauls, some of my jewelry trays and things like that. See if your style kind of matches mine. And I also like to think of myself, you know how sometimes people get themselves put in jewelry jail? And by jewelry jail, I mean they spend too much money or they've gone over budget, their monthly budget on jewelry, on online jewelry sales. And I like to think that I provide an outlet for people to where they can see jewelry and look at it and hear about it and hear other people talk about it, but there's no pressure to buy because obviously I'm not selling my stuff. So I'd like to think I'm offering an outlet. I know that whenever I start to feel like I've spent a little too much money, that's what I tend to do. I tend to watch other people's videos where they're just talking about jewelry. And if you like that, then go to Lady Sylvia. She likes to talk about her jewelry. Leonore Reacts. She likes to talk about her jewelry as well and the things she purchases online. So there's a couple of different outlets for you to go to, so you can just hear people talk about jewelry. And I guess, my friends, I hope you have had a great week. I hope that God blesses you greatly next week. And thank you for being here. Look for my shorts throughout the week. And that sounds weird. Look for my shorts. Look for my YouTube short videos. I think that sounds a lot fancier, doesn't it? So look for those throughout the week. And thanks for being here. May God bless you. Bye-bye.